Hey there Cosmic Warriors, and welcome back to another video. Okay, so in today's video we are going to be taking a look at the 5 ways that an Aries can become famous whilst providing some real life examples. Now this is specifically looking at the sun sign, so the sun in Aries person, because it is your sun that can provide you with an indication into the ways in which you are seen. So looking at how you illuminate, looking at how you shine, looking at your self-expression. And furthermore, the sun can also look into the ways in which you gain applause, attention and appraisal for what you bring to the table consciously. Overall, it is your sun sign that can, well, it can also refer to your purpose as well as your direction in life. However, before we do get started, if you would like to know more information all about your sun sign, as well as your sun house, along with your Leo house within your natal birth chart and your 5th house respectfully, then I have created a Leo season / Leo archetype ebook. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide a link to that ebook in the description box below so that you can pick up your copy today. Okay then, so with all those introductions out of the way, Aries, let's do this. Alright, so the first way that an Aries can become famous is by being up for the challenge. See, what you can often find with Aries people is that they love a good challenge, and if they ever are challenged, they will most likely retaliate. And so in this way, Aries people can be sort of easy to wind up or get them going, you know? Especially if you challenge them on something that is their thing. So let's say, for example, here that an Aries person has incorporated a new sort of diet or fitness routine into their lifestyle. Maybe they started the keto diet or even a vegan diet or lifestyle. And so they will most likely be all in with that diet, with that change, with that new thing that they just started. Or, you know, looking at the fitness side of things, maybe they're into weightlifting, maybe they're into CrossFit. Still, they're gonna be all in. But then someone else comes along and they challenge the Aries. And the Aries just might be quite headstrong, and they might explain their point of view or opinion, especially if that Aries is passionate about that subject matter, whatever it might be. You know, it doesn't even necessarily have to be diet or fitness. I'm just using these things as examples. They might even be okay with arguing their point across or raising their voice if they need to. However, of course, it is the same headstrong nature and passion that can be beneficial, because it means that they stand by their opinion, right? But it can also result in them having this tunnel vision. So when it comes to them being up for a challenge, not only can an Aries start challenges where they give their all, but they are also willing to challenge others their challenge. Oh, and one more thing. If, say, for example, an Aries decides, oh, hey, this thing is no longer for me, right? They're like, I'm done with this thing. I want to move on to another thing, which can happen for Aries types of people, but the most important thing is for them to make that decision. You can't force an Aries to make those decisions. They know that they have to arrive to that decision or conclusion on their own. So maybe they decide, this thing is no longer for me. They're not going to think twice about it, and they will get over that previous thing that they did pretty quickly as they jump onto the next thing. And with that, they just might expect others to accept this about them just as much. Basically, there is no waiting around for an Aries, and if you're not willing to move past it, well then, you can simply eat their dust. So let's take, for example here, YouTuber and Aries, Elise Parker. Now she gained fame on her YouTube channel due to, well, her previous name was Raw Alignment. This was her brand before, but she gained fame due to her diet and her lifestyle, where she actually adopted a more plant-based diet. Her website and her YouTube channel really focuses on motivating people to reach their goals, which is another Aries thing here. The motivating others and encouraging others to just do it. However, after a few years of being plant-based, she decided, you know what, this plant-based lifestyle is not for me anymore. But still, the challenging side of things here, this comes into play because she is constantly challenging herself with food, fitness, so looking at food updates, physique updates, and all in all, just being open to new challenges that life greets her with each day. Another Aries and YouTuber to mention is Clinton Camara. Now, not only is he an Aries and a YouTuber, but he is also my friend. Now, we actually met whenever I was vegan. I'm no longer vegan, but he still is vegan. And it's interesting because we do tend to challenge each other with the information that we find, but at the same time, we don't let that stuff impact our relationship, our actual friendship that we have with each other. And that, to me, I really appreciate. But when it does come to his actual channel, well, his channel is full of challenges. So for example, last year, Clinton and Jai, so Jai's a Virgo, the two of them, they did a 30-day social challenge together. They literally went out every single day for 30 days. And within those 30 days, they had different challenges that they had to complete. And with that, I encourage you to check out his YouTube channel. I'm gonna link it down below. And if you wanna look up the 30-day social challenge, it's really interesting just hearing them talk about their experiences. But not only that, he's also done challenges like the potato diet, where he's eating potatoes for days on end. I think maybe it was 30 days of potatoes. And then also he's done banana diets, so he's only eating bananas. But also he's done 10,000 steps a day challenges and even 20,000 steps a day. But one more popular YouTuber and Aries that I would like to use as an example is Alicia Marie. Probably pronouncing that wrong, but her channel is filled with different challenges. So with videos like the 24-hour car challenge, hot girl summer challenge, and 24-hour overnight bathroom challenge. The second way that an Aries can become famous is for being open, honest, and for speaking their mind. The thing about Aries people is that they usually have no problem with just telling you like it is. They can be pretty direct and forthright in how they communicate with you. So basically, they just like to tell you how it is, regardless of your feelings. Though at the same time, they can also have a sense of self-control. However, whilst sure, yes, they are being honest, but that does not necessarily mean that what they're saying is true. It's simply their opinion of how they see things. But it can still be beneficial to hear what they have to say, for better or for worse. Plus, it can also suggest that Aries people can be really bad at lying. Though, does that mean that they never lie? Well, of course not. Because a quick side note here, an Aries will most likely lie if they know that the lie is being used for their own benefit, or if it's to keep them out of trouble. I mean, take YouTuber Logan Paul, for example. He is an Aries, And that video that he made apologizing for the forest suicide thing, that was so completely disingenuous. Logan Paul, well, he's an example of a famous Aries who got himself into trouble due to his reckless and careless decision making, but then he had to sort of backtrack. But still, back to the Aries being open and speaking their mind. If an Aries discovers, for example, a certain cause that they're passionate about, Aries people do tend to have this stand up for the underdog type of attitude, well, they might be fine with potentially being the spokesperson of that certain cause. They are these types of people who will get up on that stage and present something to the audience, especially with this being the sun sign here. And even my friend Clinton that I just mentioned, he has spoken in front of audiences before and he does a great job of it. However, let's actually take a look, for an example here, at Aries actress Emma Watson. Now she of course is a strong advocate for promoting feminism. It was her who stood up on that podium presenting her he for she speech at the United Nations, which by the way I would just like to mention here for the record that I am not a feminist. I'm just trying to keep myself objective throughout these videos. But really, when it does come to what an Aries is passionate about, no matter the subject, they will do the research and drive forward with that subject or into that certain field that they're interested in. And once they do, good luck stopping them on their course of action. Though if we want to take a look at an Aries who truly speaks his mind, let's look at extremely famous actor Robert Downey Jr. Not only is he an amazing actor who stood out from his competition, but he also has a story to tell. This is a man who knows what it's like to hit rock bottom, where he battled with a drug addiction, but yet he made his way back up and overcame these challenges. Again, looking at challenges here for the Aries. So with that, Robert Downey Jr. has been pretty open and honest about these challenges that he has experienced throughout his life. He knows that he's made mistakes in the past and that others had to take a risk on him. But fast forward to today, he is easily one of the most well-liked actors within Hollywood. The third way that an Aries can become famous is for their competitive nature. Naturally, this way kind of ties in very well with the challenging side of things, but Aries can be quite competitive people. However, this doesn't necessarily have to be about them competing with others. Yes, it can be, but it can also be by them competing with themselves. So kind of looking at the different personal goals that they set themselves. These goals don't necessarily have to be health and fitness related like Elise and Clinton as explained, but they could be related with, well, anything that the Aries wants to achieve. So maybe they want a new car, for example. They will save the money or their finances to do so, provided they don't let their impulsive nature get in the way. Or maybe they want to reach a new level in a video game that they're playing. They will not stop until they have conquered and won. Take Aries YouTuber Gamer Girl for an example. And she's only 12 years old and she is, well, she's a gamer. She makes videos of her playing the likes of Minecraft and Fortnite. And she has videos on her channel titled Finally Winning and Getting Rich. Though it is the same competitive nature that can be used in the likes of food, retail, hospitality. Meaning that an Aries is going to be the type of person who isn't afraid to shop around to find the most competitive prices for products that they purchase, and so on. So you just might find them, for example, doing reviews on certain products that they buy. So take Aries and YouTuber Brennan Taylor. And apparently the reason for why he gained so much popularity is for his sense of humor and for his guy next door kind of vibe. But on his channel, he has so many videos of himself reviewing the likes of food and accommodation. And these videos have gained a good bit of popularity. They've got a good bit of views. But the twist with this is that not only does he review the best products, he also reviews the worst products. So he's got videos titled "Eating the Best Reviewed Burger Stand in My City" and "Eating at the Worst Reviewed Italian Restaurant." And if we really want to address the Aries competitive streak, well, he has a video titled "Who Can Gain the Most Weight in 10 Minutes?" Which is also another thing. Aries types can be pretty fast and they may like the thought of doing things really, really quickly. And this leads us on to the fourth way that an Aries can become famous, and that is for their first times, but also new times. See, the thing to keep in mind about Aries energy is that it can represent that first initial spark. Imagine it like you are kissing someone for the first time. So you've got that rush of excitement that just comes over you. Or maybe you're nervous and you're awkward. Or maybe you're feeling lustful and passionate about it. Whatever that first initial response or reaction is that you are feeling, that will be your one and only first time of experiencing that. And so what you can often find with Aries people is how special or how important that first moment can be. But even if it's not necessarily seen as something special, they still might like to share the experience with anyone willing to listen. They might even school others with their experiences, or they might gain some sort of recognition for, well, talking about themselves. Though it could actually be that an Aries becomes famous for being the first to do something. They can be great when it comes to starting new projects and new ideas, or really getting new projects in motion. So take YouTuber and Aries Zoella for an example here. And according to a source, she started whenever there were fewer types of YouTubers online at the time, and while Zoella was working as an apprentice at an interior design company, she created her blog, Zoella, and this blog was a popular hit right from the beginning back in 2009 when she started it, which is crazy to think that that was 10 years ago. However, she also went on to launch her own range of beauty products, and she's also a best-selling author as well. So this is an example, right, of an Aries who's about initiating so many new projects and ventures. But if we do look at her channel, so we notice that her name has changed to her real name. I think it's Zoe Zug. I don't know how to pronounce that exactly, but she has so many vlogs, and this is her basically sharing her experiences with her audience. But if we do want to look at an Aries who does share new things or their first times with the audience, well, that is Aries Liza Koshy. I'm sorry, Lisa, I don't know, I'm sorry. I should really look up the pronunciation of these names. I slaughter it every time. She has made videos titled the likes of explaining my first time, our first date, my new puppy, my brand new show. With Aries energy, it's just like that excitement of the new, the first time, like whoa, whoa, whoa. And the fifth and final way that an Aries can become famous is for being a badass. Now, by definition, badass means to be tough, uncompromising, or intimidating. And Aries people can be like this. They can have this I don't give a fuck type of attitude, or this don't fuck with me type of attitude. They can also come across as maybe a bit standoffish sometimes, especially if you get on their bad side. They basically can come across as quite tough and strong, even though on the inside they can be a little bit soft. But you know, even looking at Aries Kourtney Kardashian, it could be suggested that she is the more tough Kardashian sister. Also, given how she has managed to really pioneer forward and earn a name and fame of her own, even though she grew up with other celebrity sisters. For example, Kourtney Kardashian has a successful business in retail and fashion, and she's also launched several fragrances and clothing lines. She has basically innovated her own ideas and done her own thing, and she can be rather unapologetic in her approach. But if we really want to look at this tough, badass personality, let's look at 3 Aries who have used their creations as a way to exemplify this way very well. Keeping in mind that the sun in astrology can represent how you create. Take Aries filmmaker Quentin Tarantino. It could be suggested that his movies are pretty badass, with movies like Pulp Fiction, Kill Bill, Death Proof, and Django Unchained. And these are all action-packed movies as well. And you can also find that with Aries people, they may gravitate to where the action is at. They may gravitate to where the most energy is. Another example, of course, is triple Aries, so she's got her sun, moon, and rising in Aries, is Lucy Lawless. And she is famous for her role as Xena the Warrior Princess. And that to me is a pretty badass, kick-ass show where she's fighting evil. And last but not least, the final example of an Aries to use who also has fought evil through her creations is Sarah Michelle Gellar. And she, of course, was Buffy the Vampire Slayer, whose mission was to seek out and destroy the vampires. Okay then, Cosmic Warriors, so that concludes my video on the 5 ways that an Aries can become famous. Now, if you happen to have any thoughts and opinions on today's video, then let us know in the comment section down below. But with all that being said, thank you so much for watching, thank you for subscribing, and if you would like to see more videos from myself and you have not yet subscribed, then go right ahead and click that subscribe button. And I will be back with another video very, very soon. Bye!